Is Kaspa dead? That is the question we are going to be addressing here in today's video. Now, it kind of hurts to make this video because I've been a fan of Kaspa for a very long time, especially since the bull run even begun. So when I was posting on my other social medias before I even started making videos, I was talking about Kaspa to people that probably didn't care at all on my Instagram, right? So today we're going to be addressing the elephant in the room, which is Kaspa. So if you're invested in Kaspa, you have probably noticed that it has been no better than a stable coin so far since the start of about November or December, that kind of region, right? It has just been going up and down, and basically evening out the whole time, right? So what exactly is going on? What I believe is going on in Kaspa is basically a battle between the bears and the bulls of people that truly believe. So as you know, Kaspa has a massive community backing it. A lot of people absolutely love this blockchain, but I think what's happening is there's no more interest to pull more investors in that are willing to buy it higher. So what's happening is people are losing conviction, then the people that are still involved in the community are buying it up, and then people are losing conviction again. Because let's be honest, guys, you're seeing all these storms happen in crypto. You've got the AI agents, all these memes taken off like Filecoin, GigaChat, SPX. So you're kind of getting frustrated being in this coin that you thought was a really good utility play, right? Because we all know Kaspa is basically a first mover in its space. The whole block DAG and the whole block DAG chain and everything like that. I'm not going to come across to you guys as a pseudo intellect and act like I know everything, the ins and outs behind Kaspa and its technology. What I do know though is that it was a first mover in its space and it had a lot of hype. So why has it seemingly died off in hype during the main phase of the bull run, right? We're pretty much in the midst of the bull run, the start of the bull run, whatever you want to call it. So what's interesting about Kaspa is it started pumping. So as you can see here, this move from about February 23 all the way up until November 23. It went more than 26x in this period of time, which was pre-bull market. So what was the catalyst for Kaspa to come up this much during that period of time and then seemingly not perform for the rest of the bull market, right? So we're going to be speaking about that. Let's have a look in CoinGecko here. We've got a lot of trading volume here, maybe not as much as you'd expect for a coin that's at this market cap, but nevertheless, a lot of trading volume. Let's see what's going on with the exchanges. So you've got Bybit, KuCoin, Mexi, BitGet, BingX, Kraken, a lot of these top tier kind of exchanges, not exactly those Binance or Coinbase ones or HTX or OKX, but you've got pretty much the next big things like Kraken is massive, right? So why isn't the interest there for Kaspa? I think what's happening, guys, is that, there hasn't been a reason for people to get into it. It's seemingly a stable coin, and that's why we're addressing the elephant in the room. Something has to entice people to invest in something, right, guys? So although you might think Kaspa is the next big thing, it's the next Bitcoin, it's a lot more practical than Bitcoin, it's quicker, it's cheaper, it could be all of these things, right? But that narrative has to take off, and it has to have the marketing to take that off. People have to be on board with it. So a lot of people have just gotten bored with Kaspa, to tell you the truth. People don't want to be a part of this anymore when all this noise is going on in the markets. I mean, we're not going to speak about this too much because everyone and their mum, cat, dog, brother, auntie has been speaking about these coins. Official Trump and Melania Trump, these meme coins have completely taken over all the volume and liquidity within the market at the moment. Now, people can see that as either a good or bad thing. Me personally, short term, absolutely shocking, right? But also short term, it might be a good thing because you'll be able to get into your high conviction plays at lower prices. Simple as that. So what you've got here is a whole narrative shift. And what that narrative shift is towards Solana. You've got a huge rise in Solana. Yes, it's come crashing down just very recently. I'm assuming because Trump is going down in price. But look what's happened here with Solana. This is seemingly being the blockchain of choice for Trump and the administration to push, right? And I've heard a lot about Ethereum as well and the noise there regarding there. I have a theory that they're going to end up trying to push the base blockchain, which is obviously Coinbase's blockchain, and help Ethereum get out there. So let's just take a look at the top gainers for today. We've got just by $1 worth of this coin, American coin, stonks, a lot of just meme coin garbage, right? And I'm not saying these coins are garbage. I'm just saying this is kind of what's happening. People are just gambling on these meme coins at the moment. So why would there be any interest for Kaspa, something that is utility based, right, guys? I think this is realistically going to be a case of being patient, guys. I wouldn't say Kaspa is completely dead. I really like this coin and its tech. I've been speaking about it for months and months, like I said before I even started my YouTube channel. And I think it's just a case of being patient, and maybe patience is going to pay off in this regard. This is a huge type of bull flag setup, in my opinion. So much consolidation and so much time of doing kind of relatively nothing, and it hasn't completely fallen off a cliff like other projects do. So I think Kaspa, all it's taking is that one kind of thing to instigate it and push past these all-time highs, and it will reach takeoff mode again. So you're looking at something like a Coinbase or Binance listing. And I think these exchanges are reluctant to kind of list Kaspa because they have to own the coin to be able to list it, right? It's one of those completely decentralized cryptocurrencies, which is why it's so popular amongst the main crypto community. So a lot of Bitcoin maxis and Bitcoin OGs really do like this coin, and I can see why. Now for this next part of the video, let's push our emotions aside regarding Kaspa. I know a lot of people watching this video are probably really emotional about it and, you know, up in arms if they hear anything bad about it, but is Kaspa worth holding anymore? Now, that's the question you've got to ask yourself personally. For me, I'll be holding a bit because I believe it's got some form of utility play in the end, right? So what happened last cycle is that you saw all those memes and everything pumping, but those utility plays where they have massive market caps and massive volume end up pumping. So you've got that Polkadot, Chainlink, those types of coins. I think Kaspa is going to kind of go into that region of coin, and you'll be able to cash out massive profits because there's actually a liquid market available, right? It's not just getting into a meme coin that pumps to 100 mil and someone cashes out and it's worth nothing. It's going to be one of those types of projects. Now, is it worth holding for someone that wants to make a lot of money in this crypto market? I don't think it's your type of coin if you're looking for 50, 100 X's from here. That's not to say it's not possible. It's just highly unlikely in this kind of market cycle, because what's happened now is Trump's obviously going to push Solana, Ethereum. These are going to be the main blockchains that people are buying stuff on and kind of marketing. I think Kaspa is going to be left behind in the marketing sector, but there is a bull case to be made for Kaspa's technology to take off. So there's that kind of sentiment as well. So I think Kaspa is still going to perform really well. I do still think it's worth holding for those people that have diversified portfolios. I think it's a great utility play. So if somehow the market comes back towards those utility plays and people see value in that, I think Kaspa is going to pump a lot, and a lot of tier 1 exchanges such as Coinbase and Binance are going to start listing at OKX. Those types of exchanges are going to have no choice but to list Kaspa. But for now, it's lost a lot of that interest. These exchanges don't care too much about listing it, but wait until Kaspa starts taking off. One important thing I want to note about Kaspa is, though, that if you see a lot of these coins, we're going to be speaking about it, right? So let's take a quick look into a few AI projects that went absolutely wild over the past couple of months or weeks, whatever it may be. This one's called Max. So this is an AI project, AI agent kind of thing, where it launches AI agents. So it had a lot of value to people during that AI hype. And you can see how much it ran up. The problem is those horrific dips and crashes that they go through coins like this. So they're kind of very narrative based. So once that narrative's over, it kind of just shits the bed, right? And Max is kind of really struggling at the moment. That type of coin, you're scared, will it ever bounce back? Then second up, you've got the AI Prophecy, which was one coin which had so much hype at one point in time. This was a pump.fun release. It was kind of a new AI hype and buzz that people were going on about. Absolutely flew, right, guys? Flew to a massive market cap. I believe 800 mil or something. Yeah, 800 mil. And now it's in the dumpster again. So one thing I want to address quickly is people don't understand how much money they would actually be losing. They kind of lie to themselves and say, oh, I would have bought this down here and then I would have sold up here. But the reality is you would have bought more so up here kind of region and end up selling down here because it's going down. You're not sure it's coming back. So this is kind of a trader mentality rather than actually sticking to a coin that you think is good, right? So I like that whole Murad thesis about believing in something and stop trading. Like all these coins, so many people get burnt on them, these new narrative hypes and everything like that. We have our own original AI plays that we stick to here on the channel. We have many videos on them. We try not give into the hype and get rug pulled like that, or maybe not even potentially rug pulled, just obviously the hype dies down, people take profit and you're caught holding at the top. So one positive about Kaspa is that although you might not be making a lot of money at the moment, you are also not losing a lot of money unless you're very unlucky and bought up here, right? You're probably a bit annoyed. Even then, you've probably only retraced about 30% or 40% at the absolute max, which is not that bad considering most things, a lot of altcoins are down in that 60, 70, 80% region. It's absolutely quite wild. So if we take a look at something here. So let's take a quick look at Popcat. This is probably something you saw rising while you were holding Kaspa and getting up in arms about, getting angry. Oh, why do all these meme coins pump while Kaspa does nothing and it's the best utility, right? Well, kind of Kaspa's having the last laugh at the moment, for now at least. Popcat's back down to 43 cents, guys. It's almost like it did nothing since these times here in June. So it's been almost a year since then, not really, like 6, 7, 8 months or whatever, but it has completely fallen off a cliff. And this is what happens with these meme coins, things that are in hype and season, they just kind of die off. So Popcat, very interesting. This was one that a lot of people, even Murad, put in his whole cult list and everything like that. But this seemingly looks like it's going down to the dumpster again. I think people have lost complete conviction in it. There's no reason for people to hold it, and it is gone. However, one we have been speaking about for ages on the channel, and I believe was one of my highest conviction plays, was GigaChad. And look at the difference in graph. The amount of strength in this coin and community is amazing. It's holding up completely well, and it was reaching all-time highs again today, just before that Melania token kind of released and screwed the market again, right? So I'm expecting that to bounce back massively. This is the difference in coins, right, guys? So these Melania tokens and Trump and everything. So yeah, guys, just taking another look at Kaspa, I'm going to draw a couple of things here on the graph. What I think is going to happen is just a phase like this again. I think we're going to keep bouncing back and forth with Kaspa for a very long time, and there's going to become an inevitable point somewhere down the track where there's going to be a big breakout or a big crash to the downside. And I think it's personally going to be more a break to the upside, because what I'm seeing here is a community that will keep buying and buying and stacking Kaspa, because this community understands there's limited supply, the utility behind the coin, there's a massive community backing it, right? Kaspa, one of the strongest communities in crypto. You know, you've got the likes of Turbo, Kaspa, GigaChad. There's a lot of these communities that seemingly will never die down, and I think they are going to keep buying this token. So once I think the whole sentiment in the market switches towards those utility plays once more, Kaspa is going to get a lot of steam again. And for a coin to hold up, guys, for a coin to hold up this well in this market while everything's getting smashed at the moment, Kaspa really hasn't came back down. So as you can see here, actually, there was this kind of tiny breakout point for Kaspa before this Melania Trump stuff as well. So Kaspa was trying to break out right here, and there's always seemingly something or some news that stops it from breaking out. So I think we might be on the brink of something good happening with Kaspa, guys. I don't want to call it too early, but the amount of strength this coin shows is absolutely phenomenal. You know, you can say what you like about it. It hasn't really done anything for a very long time. You haven't made much money on it. But with that being said, you haven't lost money either, or much money at all. One thing I want to say as well, guys, is it seems like Kaspa has kind of decoupled itself from the rest of the crypto market. It doesn't seem to follow all these other coins, which is extremely interesting to me. When things get smashed, Kaspa just kind of holds its price, and it kind of goes up whenever it wants when people start buying. So it seems like it's decoupled itself from this market, which is just extremely interesting, guys. So yeah, guys, if you are someone who has not even heard of Kaspa and you're wondering what coin I'm talking about this time around, you can go and look at the kaspa.org website and study it yourself. I looked at it in great detail months and months ago when I first found it extremely interesting. Obviously, I'm not someone who completely understands what they're talking about all the time, but I the general consensus of it, right? It's a much cheaper solution to Bitcoin, much quicker, and it's highly scalable. Blockchain is one block at a time. When you've got block DAG and having all these blockchains be able to be kind of confirmed at the same time, it leads to a much quicker transaction time and ecosystem in general. So guys, go have a look at it yourself. Interesting project. So I'm going to continue being a bit of a Kaspa bull. I'm not someone who is kind of blind and delusionally following it and saying, hey, it's the next big thing, it's going to be there 100%, blah, blah, blah. I'm just kind of open to everything. I feel like it's going to do well, especially if some form of utility bull run or narrative comes around, right? I think Kaspa will explode then. Because look, guys, I mean, this is much different from any other graph. It doesn't get aggressively dumped like any other coin. I know we've said that a few times already, but if you can look at any other coin in your own time, look at the amount of aggressive dumps and everything. Let's just even look at Chainlink. Massive coin, right? Aggressive dumps. So yeah, even looking at Litecoin, guys, aggressive up and downs. You've got something like Kaspa, which is relatively stable and slowly goes up over time. So I think it's doing quite well. You can choose any of these coins and all of the graphs are quite aggressive dumps, right? That's kind of just what crypto is in general. It's interesting to see how Kaspa has differentiated itself from the rest of the market. So that's something very unique about it, and I think it has a lot of room to keep going. So in conclusion, guys, do I think Kaspa is dead? No, I do not think Kaspa is dead. I do think it is struggling in today's landscape with crypto, in regards to finding new audience and pumping and going crazy and building a whole new narrative. I think people, when it comes to utility, they're kind of set with, yeah, Bitcoin's fine, even though, you know, it's old, outdated technology, that's fine. I'm still a massive fan of Bitcoin. It was the first in its space. But people are content with Bitcoin being there. People are content with Ethereum being there and Solana being kind of the fast, degen, kind of low fee blockchain. But something needs to happen to make Kaspa explode massively. And I think if it somehow got the right backing, someone with a major influence started talking about how Kaspa actually is one of the best cryptocurrencies in the space, and that whole narrative takes off and people get on board it, I can see this absolutely exploding. But other than that, guys, I think it's just going to see slow, sustained growth in this bull run, which isn't a bad thing, right? At least you're not going to get aggressively dumped on, it looks like. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's my opinion on Kaspa. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, if you like my content, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to be further involved in the community, join my free telegrams in the link down below. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.